people? I'm Dave Temple. Chivalry is dead, but we're here to bring it back alive tonight. And men should be able to do whatever they want. It's a man's world. I'm Dave Temple, and let's get into it. I got my two co-hosts here, Conrad Roth, Cisco Alderando. This is Unpopular Opinions. What's going on, guys?
What's up, B? What's up, Con? What's up, Dave? How you feel?
I'm good, man. Seersucker, huh?
Seersucker.
Jesus, that is quite a look you got there, man. I like it.
Hopefully it makes me more likable.
Yeah,
On some way. I don't know.
the Philly Mark Twain right here.
Yo, Mark Twain's the fucking man, by the way.
For real.
Well, yeah, why is that?
Isn't the comedy award the Mark Twain Award?
Yeah.
And he's just got all these great quotes. I think he was the first stand-up comedian, they said.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
He's also such a bad motherfucker that his last book was specifically published 100 years after he died.
What was it called?
That's some forward-thinking shit.
Well, it was just because he was like, this is how I really feel. So I'm going to say what I really feel, but you can't publish this for 100 years so that everybody that would be affected by this is dead.
I know, and you know what's funny? As I just wrote a book, selfish plug here, Influencer will be out, and I feel that way also. I know I have to promote this book, but I don't really want people to read it. Because it's personal, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me to write, I really wrote some shit from the heart and some of the depths of my mind. And I'm like, ugh. So I'm doing a limited release, 100 copies. That's it. You know what I mean?
Hopefully,
is that admirable?
It gets bootlegged. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's the goal.
It's going to get there.
That's the goal. Yeah. If you wrote
it from the heart, people. Here's the thing. It doesn't even have to be written well. If you write it, it's going to be whatever you write, it's going to be somebody's favorite. You understand what I'm saying? It's eventually going to get in the hands. What you wrote is eventually going to fall into somebody's hands that changes their life for better or fucking worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just be ready for that.
And that was what I did. And I hope that it changes people's lives after I'm gone. I don't want to receive a letter. I don't want to receive an email. That's how I feel even about this show. I'm happy for the people that watch the show, but I don't want you telling me how much the show changed your life.
Dave Temple does not want his flowers while he's alive.
No, because people get weird around fame, man. Like, fame makes people weird toward you. I think being rich and famous is probably one of the worst positions you can have in this life.
Yeah, someone told me that, I don't know if I should do this, but Bill Murray says that some guy comes up to him and he says, man, there must be nothing better than being rich and famous. He's like, yeah, there is, being rich and not famous.
Yeah. Because now nothing is genuine. When you're famous, nothing is genuine.
Yeah, people are going to treat you differently all the time.
Correct. You're going to see. I mean, it's like being a hot chick. Hot chick has a very disillusioned idea of what the world is because she's used to a certain treatment because she's hot. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing when you're famous.
Yeah, and it's like the same thing with people who like really, what do you say? They're very still stick close to their culture. Like if someone doesn't like you, you don't know if they're racist, so they just don't like you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was my unpopular opinion for the week. Cisco, what's your unpopular opinion this week, man?
Y'all been thinking about it? Everybody needs guns. Everybody. We got to change. Listen, America is never going to get rid of guns. There's never going to be gun control. If it's not the NRA, it's going to be something else. America's the country of the gun more than anybody else.
Yeah.
China might have invented gunpowder. America put guns in everybody's hand.
It should be on our flag.
We're the country of cowboys and Indians. For better or worse, cops and robbers. We grow up shooting people. That's real shit. So the only way to stop, if you go to open carry states, there's way less shooting because people know if they pull out a gun, they're going to get shot.
Yeah, 7 other guns that get pulled on them. Yeah.
It's like why everyone now has atomic weapons and nobody uses them because the other guys got them. So you got to
mutually assured destruction. It's not going to save you from that dude who wants to kill himself by like police or whatever. But like if everybody has a gun, if you start learning how to operate fire, you have to change the whole culture. When I say everybody gets a gun, I mean you fundamentally change the whole culture into one of education and to one of respect for the firearm, so that this way, if a person who's mentally unbalanced decides to do something, everybody that's around that might have a firearm can end it with minimal loss of life before anybody gets there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's almost like a driver's license where it's like, Okay, someone can go ape shit with their car and go, you know what, I'm mowing people down, but people are gonna get in the way and stop that. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was like, how do you stop somebody? If one person has a gun and 30 people don't, 30 people could die. But if one person has a gun that has bad intentions and 10 people there have a gun, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then the problem with having lots of guns or lots of people around, if you miss the person you're trying to kill, you're gonna kill somebody else.
That's what I was just thinking.
Hence, again, education and training.
But see, that's what I was
age.
thinking. Like when you get to that point where everybody has a gun, and nothing is happening, the training kind of falls by the wayside because people see no purpose for it, right?
I don't think you'll come to a point where we're not going to have mass shootings in this country. I think you're going to get to a point where if people embrace the idea that I just thought of, you'll have less, but they'll still happen. And it just like with any driver's license, you got to renew. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to have a gun, you have to go to get classes and everything. Like if you take guns and give them to everybody, eventually what you're saying is going to happen. People are just going to be like, I don't need it. Everybody's got one. It'd be like tattoos. I wanted a tattoo till I saw everybody had a tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't have tattoos.
I had a gun permit back in Pennsylvania. It expired a few years ago, and I just didn't renew it. But we didn't have to go through like shooting training or anything like that.
That's what I want. I want active shooting training, and I want active formation. When I say change the culture, I mean change from when you're in school at and you can opt out of it, parents, if you don't, if you're a pussy, and you don't want your kids to be fucking powerful.
Yeah, just like you need to learn how to type. There'll be a typing class, and then for the rest of the year, once you get your home row key, it's shooting class. I
think that will replace home economics.
Yeah,
you could teach this in schools.
Yeah, my home.
You can teach it with paintball, so you don't have any active firearms in school, and then this way you don't have to arm the teachers. Everybody gets a gun, and if you give everybody a gun, less people are gonna act. Now I'm not what I was thinking.
Or they still gotta buy them.
No, you can still buy them. No, but you learn. You make if America isn't gonna embrace gun control, then America has to embrace guns, and the way to embrace guns is from a young age. You learn to respect and handle firearms. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? We can't stop you from making them and selling them to us. What we can do is educate people. Same thing with cigarettes. When people learned about cigarettes, people quit smoking. If from a young age you teach kids how to use and respect firearms, I dare say less kids would engage in that type of destructive behavior.
Yeah.
You're taking the mystique out
I
of it.
really
You're
wonder.
the sense of,
I don't know. It's tough.
It's ridiculous, but for me it's sublime because that's the solution.
Yeah.
You know what's always funny is like people always got all these ideas on how they should change the world and change the culture, change all, and it's like there's always like a negative recoil to it. I mean, that one's definitely gonna have like people are gonna get shot all the time if that was true. But it's like I don't know. I'm just like maybe getting.
Well, the people that would be opposed to that are the people who know their genetics are inferior. It's like literally, I don't want my son to have a gun because he'll shoot himself. And it's like, oh, so you know what your son is. You know what I mean? And you want everyone to suffer because your son.
I think you're right where you would have more shootings, but I think you would have less mass shootings because people would have been trained to just hit their one target.
Well, even...
No, but like you ever watch? I started watching
the girl that didn't fuck you. She gets one bullet to the head. That's it. You know.
I saw
that just made me kind of like rethink this. Like, hey, hold on, shit. I'm being very optimistic with people's frame of mind. This one might need a little bit of fine tuning.
It might be, but I think there's something there where like because I would be curious to see also if the confidence of handling a gun. Maybe even, I don't know, shooting an animal or doing some sort of hunting gives a person a different perspective of life and at least a different confidence where that need to mass shoot isn't there, you know?
All of this is and when I say like changing everything, what I'm also saying you're watching and if the same thing with school. When you're in regular class, like your teacher's taking notes, like, hey, Timmy really seems to like guns. We'll probably refer him to counseling or whatever. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that. But yeah, I think if we're not gonna if you're not going to control it, you should have as many people learn to respect it as possible.
Yeah, but you know what's funny too is like you're also kind of assuming that everyone's going to be like a good shot. Like most people can't hit a jump shot.
I
they
agree.
They got no hand-eye coordination, and you're going to give them a gun.
And no, we're not giving them a gun. We're educating
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's how this works. Here's what it is.
Yeah, you know
what I
what's
mean?
funny? Like it's in the Constitution, but like cars are not, and yet we have we have to teach people how to drive cars. Well, shouldn't we teach people? We teach them how to read and write. That's the first.
Everybody gets, by the way, everybody gets the Second Amendment thing incorrect. I just read this. The Second Amendment is for the states to arm themselves against the federal government, against opposite. To make sure the federal government, nowhere there does it say.
It just says the right to bear arms, doesn't
it doesn't say, hey, you get a gun and you get a gun and you get a gun. No, the state can arm a militia, can have an armed militia to bear arms. This way, you're not at the mercy of the federal government. You know what I mean?
No, that was but that was also when they would go to like collect taxes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like there would sometimes be a shootout to collect tariffs because you're just rolling up on hicks.
And hence I say America's the country of the gun, and if we can't control it, we may as well embrace it and make it part of the national identity where people will learn to respect the responsibility that comes with handling it.
Yeah, because in Japan, there's never been like a mass ninjaing, has it?
No, actually, in Japan,
Samurai
it's
swords.
Yeah,
Because you get exhausted swinging that thing all the time.
But like no one's gone out with a bunch of stars and
No.
you know what I mean?
What you do get is you get
Stars
the
don't hurt
doomsday cults who set off the sarin gas in the subway. So they go hard when they go.
Hold on, say this again.
What was it in the 90s? This doomsday cult set off sarin gas bombs of sarin nerve gas in the subways to kill a bunch of people. So they didn't have guns. That's actually worse. You know what I mean? You might be able to survive a gunshot, or at least it'd be quick.
Yeah.
Nerve gas, that's
See, that's the other thing. I think we've evolved so much past guns that, you can let everybody have a gun. People be like, this is stupid. Like, there's more efficient ways to kill more people faster. Like, the gun.
Yeah, but the gun's primal. The knife is personal and, wow, I sound really dark. The knife is
Sound
is
like
a
an
very,
assassin.
but the knife's very personal and very angry almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sinister. Whereas a gun, it's literally impersonal and just business. It's just, bang, it's done. But when you can do so much with it, that's the power of it is what makes it so primal. And for that person, it's all in how you use it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You guys ever see the movie The Unforgiven or Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood?
No, you know what's on my list?
It's an amazing movie. I just rewatched it this weekend. They talk a lot about like how because he was a killer and now he's not, and he was just talking about it. Very interesting quotes about death, but they also talk about like, oh, when you're in a gunfight, then they like what happens, and he like really breaks it down realistically. It's like, listen, most people when they get into a gunfight, they panic, right? You can shoot them easily, no problem. So if you're just cool, calm, and you're just like whatever happens here, you're the more likely to be able to kill somebody than them killing you. But yeah, it's a great movie. You should check it out.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I have it on DVD. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna watch it eventually. I'm gonna die without having watched any of these fucking movies.
Still in the plastic.
There's this great quote in it. He goes, "I've killed women. I've killed children. I've killed anything that's walked or crawled on this earth, and I'm here to kill you, little Bill, for what you've done to Ned." I just like the quote.
Yeah,
that is a harsh thing. Yeah, like I kill, I do it well, and I'm about to do it to you. Dude, if anybody kills me, don't talk to me. Just right in the back of the head. Don't even let me see it coming, man.
Do you think that you could actually, like, I feel like the way that I live my life, it's like to be killed. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's people out there plotting to kill me right now. But
there's definitely people who have watched an episode of this and have us on a list.
Yeah, I just want to see it. I feel like I will get killed, and I'm okay with it. I just feel like when I look to see who it is, I'm going to be like, oh, shit. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead, do it.
Damn, you're too, yeah. I think, I don't know how I feel about that. I got to think about this. But to be someone to plot to kill you, that's got to be so strange.
Yeah, well, at least
like, what did you do?
I hope that the person that has the problem does it, and that they don't send someone else that I don't know.
I think in this case it would have to be personal. You wouldn't. We haven't annoyed anyone with enough clout that they would like. We haven't annoyed a Suge Knight yet, where they put a hit out on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're definitely at a level where somebody's gonna watch this and go, "Oh, these sons of bitches, they need to go. They need to go now." I have to do this for God. I'm going to do this for God and country and for Woody Allen. That's definitely like whoever. If we get popped, it's definitely going to be by somebody who's going to do it while we're on stage. And I could be prophesizing this right now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Because they don't. Here's that scary thing is that no place has easier security than like a comedy club. They don't pat you down. And most of the bouncers are trying to get laid anyway.
But
so
see, that's another thing also. We've never seen comedians, as reckless as comedians have talked, we've never seen a comedian get killed at a comedy club, right?
I don't think anybody has even killed themselves on stage.
Jesus,
in front of an audience.
Yeah, comedy club.
And we're not putting that out for anybody.
Safest place to be.
Yeah, we're not putting it out for anybody to do that.
Yeah, like even if I had warrants,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel safe on stage. I just don't see police walking into a show to be like, you off stage now.
Yeah,
you know, that'd be pretty dope.
That hasn't happened since Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that like I care so little about people and their feelings that I hope that they know that I really have no intention of making them upset enough to kill me because I just don't care about them.
But you know what's funny is that I think you out of the three of us, I don't think you would probably the most at risk because of that.
Okay.
Because of that lack of, like, somebody could be looking at you and be thinking, well, this guy's evil and I need to stop. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I think I think I'm an angel in that regard.
But that's why you're so fucking evil.
No,
you know
because
who thinks
it's like I really have empathy for people. I just realized so many things in life are out of my control.
Conrad, the devil does not wake up in the morning and twirl his mustache and go, I'm happy to be evil today. No, he gets up in the morning and goes, God threw me out of fucking heaven. This is bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? The last person that
I would get back in God's favor. I'm not trying to be the devil.
Right. And see, that's the thing. I think evil is very spastic. I don't even think it's that planned out from the morning. I mean, obviously in like a mass shooting type of thing.
It's not. It's who you are. There's a very thin line between a good person and a bad person.
I agree.
All right? And
everyone's 50-50.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes,
I
agree.
Like,
you have both in you, but some people skew this way, and some people, it has to be an average.
But
every
good
good
person, what I'm saying is
has to be a bad person.
So not evil. I don't partake in any evil things because I just don't care.
Not that no.
And I find them exhausting. I find evil stuff exhausting too.
Evil is exhausting. That's a good title for the fucking show, man. I love it. All right.
What I was
evil is exhausting. Everyone gets a gun.
Yes. Guns for all.
And doing good is exhausting too. So just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't
do
be
anything.
evil. Don't be good.
That's very zen.
Just be.
Yeah. All right, guys. We got a great fucking show for you guys today, man. We're going to go ahead and reset and come back on the second half with our guests.
Yo, I was going through, like, I never like watching myself on camera. I've been watching like the clips, dude. I got some fucking terrifying eyes. Yo, I'm like looking. I had to like change my. I have to like not dumb myself down, but I have to make myself look different. Like it's like I can't. Like that's why I'm wearing a seersucker suit and a baseball hat because it's like you know how like you see people that are unlikable. I'm unlikable to look at.
But that the seersucker suit doesn't and the hat don't change the eyes, bro.
I know, but it's gotta distract.
You figured if you dress like Clint Eastwood, people would like him.
Did you hear Christian Bale's where he got American Psycho from? He got his take on American Psycho. He took the character from watching Tom Cruise give interviews, and he was like, there was nothing behind his eyes. Right. So in some of those clips, there's just nothing. You're staring through everyone. Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, like, my eyes are fucking insane. Yes. And it's like, I'm like, you know what? I did a show on fucking Sunday with Dave, and literally... And people could not look me in the eyes. Like, when I make eye contact, they look away. I'm like, how am I supposed to do comedy when people can't even look at me? It's like I'm like terrifying, and this is my whole life. I just don't like listening to myself, and I don't like watching myself. But now I know.
Your solution to this was to put on a seersucker suit.
Yeah, and
just because you dress like Mark Twain, don't make you Mark Twain, bro. You You still look like you got bodies in a
Dude,
girl's face,
should I
man.
wear sunglasses?
Yes.
All right, let's try some.
Keep altering this look until we find something.
Okay, you know that might be something. I might have to wear sunglasses. This is because it's.
Well, our next guest has no problem looking Conrad in the eye because he doesn't fear anything. Give it up for my man, Mr. Frank Terranova.
All right.
Frank Terranova. What's
up, Frank? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Yeah, welcome, man.
You know, whenever me and Conrad are in the same place, people go, "Oh wow, you're both here." We're like the Twin Towers are telling the
Which
truth.
I used to love being in a room with Frank Terranova and Conrad. I'm like, dude, put these two up back to fucking back, dude.
We used to go up in the open mics together all the time. We were the only ones that were actually funny. Everybody else is making sure they don't hurt anybody's feelings. You know?
Right. So what's your unpopular opinion this week, Frank?
I want to defend Woody Allen.
Oh, shit.
You know, we're living during a time right now where people are guilty by accusation, and Woody Allen, the thing that he's accused of, he was found completely innocent of. Mm-hmm. They didn't even arrest him. He wasn't even charged.
Yeah.
But and all these actors are throwing him under the bus because he hasn't had a hit movie in a while. If he had a hit movie 2 years ago, nobody would be throwing him under the bus. It's such phony fuck.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Here's the whole thing with Woody Allen. Woody Allen made the mistake of having an affair with his ex-girlfriend's daughter. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it happens. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
It does. Dude, I'm reading the Quran right now.
Right.
They have to specify.
It
that
happened.
is the type of girl, do not stick your dick in. But what is done, and Allah will look the other way.
It happened, right? So then he had visitation rights with his 4-year-old daughter, with a 6-year-old daughter. So he went up to Connecticut to go visit her, and that's when he was accused of molesting her. So this is when you decide to become a child molester at the age of 57, when you're already in trouble for having an affair with your ex-girlfriend's daughter. Now he's gonna choose to become a child molester. Even the cops are like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. And when they interviewed Mia Farrow, who, by the way, is a complete fucking batshit crazy lunatic, all the cops are like, this girl's out of her fucking mind.
Right.
Now, I believe that the little girl believes it happened because the mother drummed it into her head and filmed her and rehearsed her. And one of the kids came out and said, yeah, she rehearsed us.
Right.
But the public doesn't. I know this because I'm a fan and I looked into it and I did my research. Nobody's doing the research. Everybody's just like, yeah, he did that shit. They see him with those Warby Parker glasses. Like, that fucking Jew bastard did something. He did something.
Woody, if you need a new attorney, Frank is your guy. He's researched the case.
All of a sudden, and you know, he hasn't had a hit movie in a while and he's 82 years old. He probably won't anymore. But he's already made the greatest movies ever made.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, Manhattan would never get made anymore today. Would never get made. Yeah, it's a perfect movie. They don't make perfect movies anymore. They make shitty movies.
Yeah.
What? You know, in Manhattan, he's 42 and his girlfriend is 17 years old. By the way, perfectly legal in New York State.
No, it isn't. No,
Yes,
no,
it
no, it
is.
isn't.
Yes,
No, it
it
isn't.
is.
We just
Yes.
discussed this earlier.
17 is legal.
No, it's not. The age of consent being 17, you still have to be within 4. In New York State, you have to be within 4 years, so
Frank
it's illegal.
does his research though.
I worked in schools. I know one thing I know is my fucking.
These guys looks like they should the defendant and then the prosecution here.
It's getting really hard to be a straight. It's getting really hard to be a straight white guy.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. I feel like I know what it's like to be a slave.
Okay, please elaborate. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel very oppressed right now.
Hold on.
I'm being beat down mentally. Just call me Kunta
Wait
Kinte.
a second. Are you Italian?
Yes.
Then you're not white.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. Because
Yeah,
I've been
I'm a
trying.
white guy.
You know, the only people. I said this to people. I'm not just saying this because you happen to be here, Dave. But the only people that accept me are the blacks. All these honky motherfuckers. They fucking look down their nose at me. Fuck you. I'm not even white, as this Puerto Rican guy just said.
Yeah.
I listen to whatever Puerto Ricans say because they carry knives.
Hey, I only carry a knife to cut my pizza up.
Yeah, where are we with that? Like, do Puerto Ricans and Italians, who's scared of who?
Nobody's scared of. We're not scared of them.
No, nobody's not.
They look up to us.
Physically, yeah.
We use them for certain things. They come in handy.
Italians are way more organized.
Anyway, You know, this whole guilty by accusation. People need to do their research. If you hear something about somebody, be like, wasn't he Me Too'd? Wasn't this guy? And now people, you know, at first it was legitimate stuff. Like people were like legitimately raping and pillaging. Now it's like, oh he called me a cunt when I was dating him. Okay, fire him from the movie. For what? Calling your girlfriend a cunt?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I called every girl I've ever been out with a cunt. You know what?
Is that how you start the first
They were
date?
acting like cunts.
Yeah, you're being a cunt.
You know, I mean, and do you want to hear what they call me? I mean, we call each other things. When you're in a relationship and it gets a little toxic-y, which it does after a while, familiarity breeds contempt. And when you're in a relationship and you start arguing, you start hating each other, and you eventually break up for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So you can't fucking bring shit up. When I was dating him, he called me a whore. Okay, I'm gonna fire him. I don't want him in my movie. For
Right.
what? Why can't he be in the movie?
Never tried to hurt someone with words.
You know Shia LaBeouf? He was fired from a movie. You know why? Because he was fighting with his girlfriend. He said, I'll kill your fucking dog. And let me tell you something. I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal rights activist. I don't believe he was really going to kill the dog. He just said, in the moment, I'll kill your fucking dog. And now they got him like as a dog murderer. He didn't actually kill a dog. He just threatened the girl, and you know, they're arguing one night. I don't know. They put whatever they were doing.
You bring up a good point because I think that owning pets is going to be illegal in like 10 years. Like I work out in the park in the morning and I see people bring their dogs to the park, and the fact that the dogs can't even play with other dogs. There's some dogs that can go in the dog park, and then there's some dogs, their owner's like, no, we'll be on the regular park and you're going to play with the ball with me. Don't interact with that other dog. And it's like,
I love dogs, so
it's only a matter of time for these liberals jump on top of that.
But I mean, they're throwing people into somebody. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these Me Too stories. It's like James Franco auditioned women. He made them take their top off. I'm like, well, did they have to do nudity in the movie? So he had to see what they had.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. And now fucking Seth Rogen's like, I'd never work with him again. I'm like, you ugly fuck. You lucky you have a job.
Yeah.
With that fucking head.
And you're probably jerking off to what's that porn? The casting couch.
Everybody watches that.
Yeah.
I can't even watch regular porn anymore. It's got to be something wrong. You know, it's got to be like it's got to be something wrong. It's got to be like incest or interracial. You know, there's got to be something wrong.
Wait, interracial?
It's got to be something like really upsetting. Hey, listen, you know who you invited here.
Yeah, that's what we love, it, man. You know what I mean? What else you got, Frank? What other things you got floating around in there?
I don't know, man. That's pretty. That's enough.
Yeah, it is. I just want to see what else. I love the mind of fucking Frank Terry.
I'm just tired of political correctness. You got to watch what you say. Jesus, this started in the 90s. And now it's really getting fucking crazy. I remember in the 90s, you know, I miss like being, I mean, I don't miss it because I still act like myself, but there's certain things like when you refer to the N-word now, you have to say the N-word. Yeah. When I used to refer to it, I used to say it. Yeah. And I would have said it right to you. I'd be like, you know, this guy said blah, blah, blah. But that was like 2015, you could have said it. but now you have to, I mean, this reminds me when I first started saying Asian. I think it was 98. I used to say Oriental.
No, because
Oriental's
it's
like a rug.
And flavors.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to say colored. And which, by the way, I don't think that's a really hateful word. Is it? It's too cute to be hateful.
Well, yeah, you could.
It's too old. It's too old. It's too old timey to be. Right. It's too old timey.
But because it's people of
It's
color.
not a slur. It's not a slur.
It's also fascinating because colored, it sounds enhanced. So for it to be derogatory when it's the enhanced version is.
But you know what I find interesting? All the white kids who are very progressive and get upset about racism don't have any black friends. I have at least 7. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a lot for an Italian for a guy my age?
For your age?
Yeah.
Well, when did you get them? Like how long you had them?
I've since junior high school, but I don't talk to those guys anymore. They're probably dead. But I mean, I'm constantly meeting new black people. But I've always been friends with black people since like the 70s.
I like how Frank has dates on things. I first said Asian in 95. First black guy in 61.
That's when I first met Bob.
Starting 7.
I don't know if nobody here is as old as me, but you know there was a time when New York was very segregated. Yeah. So you didn't meet black people really. I was a fan of Good Times and What's Happening. Mm-hmm. So I was very excited to meet black people for the first time.
Yeah.
You know,
How did you approach that too? Like,
I walked over to him and said, "Hey, do you watch Good Times?"
Yeah. Because I honestly think black people were more receptive to that, what you just said, back in the 70s. You can't walk up to a black person today and try to relate to them by going, hey, do you watch such and such?
Well, that's because black people don't like white people.
Yeah, that's not.
And I
even
don't
my
blame you.
popular opinion. That's just true. Yeah, that's just a weird path that we've gone down. Where you're right. There is a lot of oppression.
You know what I love? I love how much black women hate white women. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it because I don't like white women myself.
That's what I'm about to say. Nobody really likes white women at the moment, right?
Including
poor,
them.
poor white women.
They're the most annoying.
They're the most oppressed.
They are so annoying.
Yeah.
They have an opportunities thrown at their head from all the complaining they're doing. You know how many movies last year were directed by women? Almost all of them. And you know how many of those movies are terrible? Almost all of them. Holy shit. You think they suck at comedy? You gotta watch some of these movies. They can't direct for shit.
Have you been on set with these bitches?
They can't direct a fucking toilet bowl commercial.
Shit, I fucking love it, Frank, man. Where can the people find you if they're looking for you online?
I'm not on social media anymore, but just remember my name, and when I blow up, don't bother me.
No doubt, man. Frank Terranova, man. Thanks for stopping by,
It's
man.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Holy shit, man. I love that guy, man. Like, he was one of the dudes I used to always gather around in the back anytime he was on stage. He's like, yo, what's he gonna fucking say next? So glad we got that motherfucker on here, man.
I'm speechless. I was just fucking funny. I didn't even have anything to add.
Yeah, you got the good mic and you didn't add shit, but you're right. You know how to get the fuck out of the way. I'm always
Yeah, no. Yeah, sometimes you just fucking let back. You get out of the path of the fucking hurricane, bro. You just let that shit run.
Like, you know how all the people who are always trying to be polite and like proper and correct, like if they let just all that out, like their dark side out or the shadow, that stuff is always the funniest.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a verbal ejaculation. You know what I mean? It's fucking freedom that comes along with that shit.
Yeah, when you're able to free your mind.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like to get the evil out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get the evil out in one way or the other. You know what I mean? You got to respect that. Because if the evil can like, if you keep it in, it like gets concentrated and then it like something really bad happens.
Gas.
Oh yeah, it's life.
Turns to gas.
Turns to gas. You see, like, dude, life always finds a way. Trees will go through concrete. So you know that spirit of your truth inside of you. Ooh.
Yeah, like you know how like people go to like whorehouses and prostitutes. Maybe this is like the mental version of it. Like you just come in here and you're just like unleash. Yeah, it's like it's some sort of I don't know, yeah, whatever, but it's
$25 for half an hour. Come on,
yeah, you get to just unleash all your twisted ideas, and then we laugh at it because there is like in like a therapy is like laugh, you know, like if you have somebody laughing at you, that's gotta be good therapy, you know what I mean? So there's something to it.
No, laughing with, not laughing at.
Sure.
Laughing at will just make things worse.
I think it's both. I'm laughing with and at.
Yeah, a little bit, right? There's always a little bit of laughing with and laughing at.
But not in a bad way. Like if you get laughed at.
We talked about that before. Was that the show where someone was going about how when they were a kid in school, the teacher would always, when they were cutting up a class, the teacher would kick them out and let them know, you know, they're laughing at you, not with you.
Shit, I can't remember what that was.
He was like, did you hear that? I was killing it. All right, man. Our next objector is in the building. I just saw her walk in. She's sure to kill a hurricane of energy. Give it up right now for Onika McBride. Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, Phil.
How you doing, man?
Touch it right here.
Oh, we can
Yeah.
you know. Nah, I think that stuff is all
Whoa,
over.
that was
We
a
good.
lot.
Onika, how you doing, baby?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
What's your unpopular opinion this week, love?
Feminism is for white women. Like black ladies, we gotta stop. I want people to pay for my shit always. Like, and even if we made dollar for dollar, we have to spend so much more money on lipstick, eyeshadow, nails, hair, all kinds of shit. We still will be backwards. Like, all I'm saying is, shut up, stop with the marching. Make them do something else. Now there's sugar babies. Like, all this, it used to be a wife. Like, now, like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Y'all messing it up. Now they got to be a sugar daddy to give you stuff. Like, everybody's 50-50. I don't want to go 50-50. Stop. Just take off the freaking hats and just stop.
You know what I think it might is sort of to deal with it is like it's a social event now. So like my mom went to a march in like women's march or whatever, and I go, Mom, like, what are you marching for? She shrugs her shoulders. I don't know, equal pay. I'm like, you can't march in a protest shrugging your shoulders at like what the
all of it
at the event is. You know what I mean? You got to go in strong. It's not like, I don't know, but she went to go like hang out with her friends.
Your mother's like, I got my shit. So your father, I mean, he did what he had to do. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
now.
but like her friends were going, so she's like, I'm just gonna go with my friends.
Imagine
so it's
that,
like
imagine that march. What do we want? stuff.
No, everything. Equal everything. But
Right.
there's no, so the whole thing about equal, too, right? Everybody can be at the bottom. You can still be equal. The slaves are all equal. You know,
Right,
equal.
right,
It's
right.
not levels. I want the shit you have is what I want.
Right.
So let me
But
ask
I don't
you
want to
this.
pay for stuff.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. do you still care about working and earning an income, or nah? Just like let it get taken
No, no,
care
no,
of?
no, no. I'm gonna work and have an income, but
Men
he's
should
gonna
pay
pay
for
for my
everything.
stuff
I
because I
got
have the vagina. Like I just don't understand the devaluing of it. Like it used to cost something in the '80s. Like it was a thing, and now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, he cooks and I cook. We both pay the bills 50-50. You got a roommate, sis. Like, now.
Well, in men's defense, men did discover that they could fuck each other. So like, you know.
But it's still nothing like the vagina. It gives life to
Wait,
the
just-
world.
wait,
What
just
are you
now?
talking about? They've been doing it. What are you
It's in
talking
the
about?
80s, right?
No.
80s.
You know what
Gay
happened?
started in the 80s, didn't it?
No, it didn't. AIDS started in the 80s.
Yeah, that's
Gay
right.
was been here. Like, what are you talking about? The hell are you talking about? They developed AIDS so that they can like try to, cancel out the gay population. That's what happened in
Right.
the 80s.
So now to flush this idea out, right? Right. So does the wage gap, can we bring that back?
So this is a thing, right? The wage gap is there, right? And now we're getting inclusion. So now unattractive white women are making more money. It's
Yeah.
still pretty people are still not really making the same money.
Right,
Because I don't have to pay the same. I mean, they don't have to pay the same amount. They don't have to pay the same amount for stuff. You know what I mean?
Now, when you bring up the thing, and you bring up a good point, women have more to pay for with lipstick.
All
and,
the stuff, and not
makeup
just
and stuff
that.
like that.
Just you charge us more. They pay. There's a tax on like tampons and all kinds of stuff. It's a lot. We pay more.
Yeah, but like, all right, devil's advocate, right? The makeup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really require it? You know, like men will still fuck you without no
The
makeup.
car and stuff. Do you really require it?
No, I don't have no
Yeah,
car.
but a lot of men do. Like, come
Yeah.
on, like, those
Well,
are the
there's a
things that
difference
added
between
on
the dudes.
things.
There's a different, like the lower quality dudes don't mind the makeup. If you want to catch fucking
High value, like
yeah,
Kevin
you
Samuels
gotta
said.
have the right bait for the right prey. You know what I'm saying?
High value, man.
So I'm a low value man 'cause
Yeah.
my chick don't need no makeup.
Yeah,
Huh?
you that-
Because I love her the way she said.
Look at
I
that.
listen to TLC.
I
They
cannot
say-
stand that. When guys be saying stuff like, you don't need makeup. I know, it's $1 billion industry. It needs me. What you talking about, fool? I'm trying to keep this economy going, you
I'm going to
know.
work to support makeup.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, like, come on, stop playing around. Ugly people don't really get jobs like that a lot of times. Sorry.
So now, okay, can I ask you this?
What?
Like, your mother, right?
I'm a mother. Yeah, I have 2 daughters.
Daughters, no sons. right?
No sons.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Hypothetically, if you had a son, right? For what we're discussing, man needs to pay for a woman, be chivalrous. You would want your son to open doors for women.
Yes, of
Pull out
course.
chairs.
Yes.
Right. Do you care if your son makes a woman come?
Yes.
You want your son to be good in bed?
Yes.
Good for you.
Why
Good for
wouldn't
you.
I?
So-
Why
A
wouldn't I?
lot of women say it's not their business and it's not really a thing that they should even have to take into consideration.
But if you think about it, if that daughter-in-law say that got married, she gonna be calling you all the time, kind of complaining. She's not gonna say what it really is, but you know,
Right.
if he can pipe her down, then she won't be calling me.
Right.
Like, yeah, what we talking about?
yeah, okay, I don't know.
But I mean, how do you teach that? I guess you teach just being sensual, you know, slowing down and.
Or maybe you teach it by teaching them to do things for other people, like open doors for people.
So that
ask
they
them
can
if
come
want a glass
first.
of water. You gotta say
So
like,
they come
here,
first.
look out for the
You
other
can
person.
come first. Okay, I
yeah.
got it.
So we're saying chivalry is a cure for premature ejaculation?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Actually,
it teaches you to take care of
actually, she
business.
goes first.
Yeah.
She goes first. She goes
Just
first.
like
Okay, this is
opening the
ridiculous.
door,
how
pulling
did we
the
get
chair
here?
out.
Wait.
Opening the door, pulling the chair out. That's all in the same
Caring.
diagram. Yeah.
Caring for someone and their needs first.
Yes.
Now, what if does a man have to pay for the makeup? Are there some things that a man should not be involved in when it comes to purchasing for women?
No, I just think they don't have to pay for the makeup, but I don't think that you should probably let them know what they're paying for anyway. My mother, old player from the Himalaya, she was like, you just say you need some stuff and don't let him know what he paying for, because then he might try to ask you for that thing back. But if you don't know what you paid for, then guess what? You just helped me out. No, I'm sorry.
You sound like my baby mama. Jesus Christ.
Don't-
1,300. What's it for? None of your fucking business. Don't make me go to court.
Yeah, that's what we talking about. Because if you say I need a thing and then the thing don't show up, and now no, don't tell them what you need the stuff for. You just need the stuff, and you know what? That makes you feel good. Doesn't it make you feel good to help somebody out?
It depends.
You don't feed the homeless?
No.
Oh, that's
No,
shit. You feed the homeless, Cisco?
Depends.
Most of the time, they
I'm
don't
in a-
take it.
Yeah,
I'm
it
itchy
depends.
in
I
here.
just saw 2 people on the train.
Do you feed the homeless?
Of course.
Okay, can we switch seats?
Depends.
Look at these two. I don't know.
That's why I gotta check where my money's going,
'Cause
Anika.
yeah,
'Cause if you gonna give it to this homeless dude, that's a problem. You know?
No, but that's the reciprocity. Look, it's gonna come back to you. You give in and then you receive. That's just what happens.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, if I give a homeless dude $5, I'll get some pussy. But I could probably also.
Are you getting the pussy from the homeless dude? Wait a minute. What's
He might.
how do you-
Why does he
how
have
do
to be
you-
a dude?
how does
There's
he find
homeless
out?
women, bag ladies.
Because if she saw me give the money, is what I'm saying.
Ah,
Then she
okay.
said- But
It
also,
softens up your heart.
Yeah, but I feel like I was gonna get it without and keep the $5 in my pocket. You know what I mean? Like that $5, condoms. Come on.
But it's an investment. You're paying into the universe, which is gonna come back tenfold.
I think it does too. Like there's a lot of people, like when you're too tight with your money, you it changes your it changes your you're too tight.
Yeah.
Like I like this phrase. It says, "Don't save a penny, make a dollar."
Yeah,
Like, don't
you
worry
gotta just
about
keep it
spending
up.
money. Just keep worrying about
your-
making it.
Keep it moving. Yeah, keep the money moving. That's the problem. So many people are so self-indulged at this point. Everybody's on TikTok living their best life that they really can't afford. So when they start thinking about having a family and taking care of somebody, they're like, damn, that's stuff I'm not gonna be able to have that kind of stuff. And it kind of like changes the whole dynamic.
Now, for the listeners at home, help them understand if they're doing this the proper way. If men are paying for women and taking care of them, what can
Just a provider.
Right. What does that in turn do for us? What would be the quality of life change?
Well, the nurturing, right? Because I feel like with women are just givers anyway. You cannot really outgive a woman. Once you make a woman feel that you're going to take care of her or help her, whatever it is, all that stuff is going to come back to you. It's just going to come back to monetarily, whatever we're paying for trips, or how women are. They once have you had a woman that was in love with you?
Oh yeah.
You were like, stop, enough. Like, okay, girl, I get it. It's just different.
Yeah.
But you got to soften it up. It's like this playing field has changed so much. You're like, I just want to be you. No, like your feminine energy is where your power is. Like, just soften that up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's all an illusion. Like, I think the people are just trying to change the rules so that they can succeed. Like, the only people that really are talking about equal pay are like top of the line women. Like that want to make money. Like they're in it for something else. But like women who are like the median women are just like, yeah, I mean, they're saying that and they're including me in that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I think that you can pay even if you made the same money even if you pay females the same money that you pay for men, right? Did that sentence come out right? Sounded crazy.
Equal pay,
Eventually, right? Equal pay. I still think that a man should pay for certain things that
So if we
the
get
caring.
universal basic income and we're all at 40,000,
No,
man should still.
Why 40? Damn.
no, that's
Universal, because the homeless people
Right.
got to get paid too, so you can't.
Right. If everybody so you just bring it all down.
But then
there's
gonna be-
communism
There's
now.
going to be other
Bullshit.
reasons. Like people say they want to level a playing field. Then there's going to be another benefit that you know what I mean. Then it's going to be like, well, then kill the smart people. If you're too smart, I would just kill them. It's like what? No, they got all the money now. Kill them. That's how
Right.
it works. That's what
Right.
it all boils down to. At the end of the day, is smart people with money is kill them.
You're gonna
Eventually
But they
get
don't
there.
have to be smart though. Oftentimes what happens, the reason why everybody wants like equal is because it's been unfair, right? So like we're just joking around, but it's been unfair. So what happens is you hire your son. He's not qualified, but he's going to come into the company, making a certain living, right? So then now that's another generation of wealth, and it has nothing to do with smart. Sometimes it just has something to do with access.
Right.
Yeah, but that goes away. There's like a great line in the
No, it doesn't go away.
No,
It
no.
does not
I'm
go
tell-
away.
I'm telling
we
you.
have that also. Like us just being born here geographically,
Uh-huh.
we have a better quality of life than a lot of other countries, and that's just because of where we were born here in a first world country.
And consumerism. We just,
Well,
And I'm not
just
gonna
consume
change,
everything.
I'm not trading my life with somebody in Ethiopia
Right.
just because I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
But I'm just saying that the playing field is not equal because
but it will never be. But here's a great line from The Departed. Families are always rising and falling in America. It's true. I know people who are old money. you do not want to be in their family. It is sad. Like,
I know people with no money. You do not want to be in their
Sure.
family. It's sad.
Sure.
It's the same shit.
I know. No, I'm saying, and then
Right?
right now, new money. If you make money like now, you are there. Like old money doesn't compare to new money now because people are like the richest people in the world. They are making it like in the last like 10 years or whatever. So you got to go out there and you got to get it. Like and it's true. It's like there's plenty of things that are unfair in life. Like no doubt that if the two biggest, what would you call it? The two biggest privileges in life in the world is to be healthy and then intelligence. The rest of it, who knows? You know what I mean? But like that, so what are we gonna say? That like I said, smart people they need to get out of the way or whatever because it's not fair.
No. So what I'm saying is, eventually it's gonna have to even out a little bit, right? Because you've just been cheating. Like white people have just been cheating, right? I'm gonna hook your son up. I'm gonna hook this person up. I'm not gonna hire the guy. You're not gonna be able to get into the college. You're not, so like once we start thinking about people being smart, sometimes you don't educate other people so that they can't be intelligent because they don't have access to books and shit like that, right? So yes, that's unfair and unequal, but eventually that has to slow down. That cannot keep going on.
I think we're there now. I think like
I don't think we're there now.
What else
yet.
needs to be?
I mean, they just got busted with the colleges with the scam, right? That just happened like last year. Like
shout out to Aunt Becky.
But colleges are a
your head
scam. If you get into a college, like look what they did to people. You got a
Yeah.
student loan.
And
Now
that's
you're
the
hooked to
thing,
this
like,
thing.
Even though it looks like a win, isn't that really a loss? If you still have to pay tuition and bribes to get your kid into school, you kind of lost.
No,
right?
you haven't lost, because what happens is your kid is going to be guaranteed a bigger salary and more affluence. So now you got another generation that has that money. So you paying to ensure that you don't lose.
But when you gotta pay more, like that's like
But you
if
have
my
more.
credit is bad, I pay a higher car note because I'm being punished.
Yeah, but you have it, right? It's like paying an insurance policy. The insurance policy was to make sure that your next generation aren't a bunch of degenerates,
Okay, I see what
right?
you're saying.
So it's just like paying insurance.
So let me ask you this: for the black women to recede, to stay off of feminism and be like, all right, cool, black men pay for black women, or whoever's with black women pay for black women because feminists is some white girl shit. How long until we have to cut it off for black women? Because do you think black women will fall into the same category as white women?
Right. So what happened, especially with the feminism movement, even with the suffrage, right? The black women supported it and have to be in the back. The same thing, the Black Lives Matter, right? It was like they supported even women's right to vote. They needed the women for the numbers, and then they got pushed to the back. And what I'm saying, as it relates to the feminism movement, what happens is if I go to a job and Susan goes and Onika McClain goes, Susan is gonna get that job. We two women. I'm still behind you. Mm-hmm. So why am I supporting this movement? Because you are the one that's gonna benefit first.
Right.
If I may not ever.
Yeah.
So then now you have diversity and inclusion, and now you have black women and then women of color, right? So then that like dilutes it a little bit too, right? It's just like it's bogus.
I think I
It's
get what
just
you're saying.
bogus.
So we should bring sexual harassment back into the workplace.
Well, that's the thing with this pandemic, right? I was like, wait, no long hugs, no holding the hand. Like sexual harassment has got to be a little bit. Well, domestic violence is up, but
in the comedy scene, women will tell you there's less creepy hugs going on.
That creepy hug, kiss you on your ear, and you're like, what the? And then they look.
Who does that? Motherfuckers do that. Yo,
oh my God,
you
it's
get smacked
so
for that shit.
weird.
That's
It's so weird. No, you don't get smacked for it. That's the thing.
If somebody kisses you in your ear, you smack
you
the shit out
stuck.
of them.
No, because you can't believe it. You're like this. And when you flip out, guess what they're
That's
gonna say?
fucked up,
Oh no,
bro.
I meant to. I meant to like.
Calling my daughters right now.
It still happens.
Somebody kiss you in the ear, swing, baby.
Yeah.
Swing. Like what the
It
fuck?
happens. So not just in comedy, like just in any workplace, it's always a little inappropriate, right? And you kind of like shuffle that little line sometimes, but you don't have that because we're in a pandemic and you can't really sexually harass somebody via email or Zoom. Well, you could, I guess you could pull out something on your Zoom, but you can record the Zoom and now you got a case. You can't. You know, if somebody hugs you for 22 seconds, you're like, damn. Because that 21st second, you're like, this is weird. Get the fuck off of me.
I will say that the pandemic has made women more grateful. Because you don't get the tertiary or the tangent attention that you would normally get at work, in the streets, on the public transit. So like dating during the pandemic, like women never treated me better. It was crazy. I was like, wow.
Because they were desperate.
Yeah, they
they
were
grateful. They were grateful
We're
because
using words.
it's like
Semantics.
it's like they for once like felt like what it was to be in prison, like not having the affection of a man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Men
But
being
I
in
think
prison.
that people, period, right? You got pulled out of society. It was like, no, nobody's talking, nobody's touching, and you're like, wait a minute, I had all these standards, I had this stupid list. I'm gonna be by myself. Who's gonna help me carry this water inside my house? I'm single.
Yeah,
I can't even mess with nobody boyfriend. I'm single.
Wow.
Like it's a different kind of single in the pandemic.
Yeah,
so
and-
now
and-
people hooked up. A lot of people got married.
And men, husbands can't cheat on their wives as easy because when they're leaving the house, the wife's like, "Where the fuck you going? It's the pandemic."
You
She's
go
like,
to the store. You
I'm
just
going
go to the
car
store.
wash.
You just keep going to the store, but you go to BJ's for stuff like a Lucy. Like you just stay there as long as you could. That's what you do.
And apparently they still had to keep paying for them side chicks.
Yeah, you have to pay for the side chick. You got to talk to her on the
You
FaceTime.
can't- Yeah, you just in the car. I gotta take this meeting in the car, honey.
In your son's closet like this. Y'all okay? Can I send y'all anything? Yeah, send you. Come over here. You're supposed to be
money. Everyone's got money. I need you.
Yeah, everybody has money, right? That's the craziest
So
thing.
that's the thing that's going to be interesting to see when this is over, is because I think we'll get to that point. They're flooding small business owners with tons of money.
That PP.
Small business owners now have like millions of dollars in their fucking checking account.
Uh-huh.
Right? And you got some hustlers that are really going to make things happen for themselves, either on a national level or an international level. Then you got a lot of people who got, tens of thousands of dollars in unemployment, spent it all on sneakers and stuff like
Right.
that. They're still going to be in the same position going, this is unfair.
But you know why? Because you can only manage what you can handle, right? So if you got $1 million, if you think about those people that hit the lottery and then they go broke in like 10 years, 5 years, right? Because they are used to managing 40,000. So you give them more money, they're gonna just blow it until they get to this 40,000 that they can manage. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm used to. Like, what we talking about?
Need a solid code
That's
house
what happens.
and a
If
rocket
you see
car.
'em, the people buying hoverboards and stuff. You're like, why are you having
Just
problem
the
with
Pac-Man music.
right?
Doo,
They wanna
doo,
do
doo.
Bitcoins and people
Right back
yeah.
to where you belong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
man.
Because it's a mindset, actually. It's a mindset as to what you can handle. That's what they say, like the law of attraction. You just have to start thinking outside of what's happening.
Yeah.
You got to, like, wake up your imagination like a kid. Because if you thought about your life, think about, like, oh, I'm about to talk about something different. But if you think about your life, right, you think about a kid growing up in a project, they only see this area,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you look on the news and you only see this situation. You kind of live in a mind like you're in Gilligan's Island and there's no way to get off, right? And then you start imagining and you start, like, thinking outside of whatever this atmosphere is, and you start thinking, yo, I think I could fly. I probably could fly. That's shout out to R. Kelly. No, I'm just joking. I think I could fly. And then you start thinking bigger, and then it, like, that's the shift. That's how the shift happens.
So
for you.
what was the shift for you that made you start thinking bigger, to be like, I'm bigger than this feminist movement?
Well, I just know how historically white women have treated black women. Right, and how white women, and I'm not one of those I hate white women, because I don't. I have a lot of white girlfriends. Like, I'm like that guy. I have a lot of white girlfriends, but
There's a theme on
Hashtag
today's show.
not all white women.
it's not all white women. It's unattractive white women that complain. But anyway, so because the whole world's to kiss beautiful white women's ass. Like, think about it.
You know
Beautiful
what's
white
this
women,
is
like,
this
what?
is sort of that's the anti-law of attraction. I think that if you think negatively about somebody, or because you're giving it energy, it's weighing you down. Like, why work? Like, I don't think about anybody, and my life is great. I just, like, I don't care. Like, I'm out.
But is that because you're white? Like, how did that work?
No, like it's even gone to
Is
like
it from your family? Tell me.
no, but like even for example, so it's the exact opposite. So like when I stop negative thoughts of like, oh, this person is getting this or that, or I'm concerned with other people, like how they're living their life, and social media is like that. It's like, oh, look at me. What
You
I was
gotta
like,
leave it.
I don't care. So I worry about being like healthy for myself mentally, whatever. And then I started giving back to the community. I give like free, free tutoring lessons to people. I go to like, I'm
so
like,
you get more.
yeah, no, I'm like, I have enough and I'll give it away for free because,
Go for it.
but I stopped thinking because once you're like, I hate this group of people. I hate this. It's like, you're weighing yourself down. That's the inverse of the law of attraction. Instead of thinking about possibility, you're thinking about some other bullshit. So who cares about all these people on the internet, doing whatever they're doing, spinning plates? It doesn't matter. They're mostly losers. It's like, you got to worry about how do I get to the next, how do I increase my possibilities?
But then just to add to that, because what you're talking about is like frontal lobe control, right? So you can control what you're thinking about to the next level. But oftentimes, a lot of people, especially people of color or people a lower socioeconomic upbringing, they have
Poor people.
Poor people.
Yeah, people.
Spruce that shit up there. What the
People
fuck?
of-
Like, yo,
What the fuck was that,
Yes, I'm talking to the white man.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Wait,
Hold on. People of
wait,
co-
let me say something.
I know, but
Hold
people
on,
of
go.
color is an incorrect phrase. That phrase has to go.
Okay,
But
so
poor people.
Okay, so poor people and non-white men. Let's do that, right? Have developed their brain has developed in trauma. So oftentimes, like having that control, impulse control to stop going down a rabbit hole of social media, they are not capable of doing that. So many people are not capable of doing that.
Yeah, they can. You
Yes.
just turn it off.
No, for you.
No, I'm saying like all of it, everything in the world is exhausting. Aren't
Yeah,
people
'cause
exhausted? Just
now
turn off
we're-
all the
yeah,
shit.
we're getting
Stop.
this is almost like that 600-pound life argument on something.
We are exhausted.
Stop eating.
No, but it's
all
like
right.
it's everything. Like I don't know. People, there's this. I don't know if maybe that's true. It doesn't
But
sound
what
right
do
to me.
but
It
no,
sounds
but
like an
think about
excuse.
it. What they say is if you think you can or you think you can't, you're both. You're right.
Correct,
Right?
yeah.
So that's what it is. You think that you can do it, right? But oftentimes, think about it. If your brain developed in trauma, what's going on, your mother was a crackhead, all this stuff, right? And so you kind of have like an arrested development. So you really childlike. That's why people can get manipulated so easily. People, right? Think about it.
Yeah,
think
but that's
about
poor
it.
people's superpower. Poor people's superpower is to be like happy with nothing.
In whatever, right? Right.
Because rich people are not happy at all. I don't know anybody who makes like over $250,000 and their dick works.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll introduce you to some people. That's totally not true. Actually, Jeffrey Epstein, like it worked. So it worked a lot. because that's like, because think about it, even with the law of attraction, the sexual transmutation. That's like a whole thing that people use young women's bodies.
Isn't that a luxury though? Once you do sexual transmutation, like that's a luxury. Dude, the fact that you have
But
enough
you could do
time
it.
to think about sex and then be like, I'm bored with that. Let me create something else. That is a serious luxury. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess.
Or maybe it's a curse. It's like that's fucking exhausting to think like that. It's like,
know.
oh, I'm done with. What do I do? It's like it's crazy.
yeah.
People can't keep it simple. Life is very
Versus
simple if you
Being
keep it
poor
simple.
and just sitting on the porch with your homies all day
But
long.
you think that they're happy?
Hey, they party way more. Like when the pandemic started, the hood was having way more fun than the suburbs.
Yeah, definitely.
No. That's not true. The suburbs were having fun. They just weren't putting it on social media because they were in the back or on their boats.
No, the suburbs are awful. I had this realization with a friend that the suburbs have the worst things of rural and city.
How
The
so?
suburbs are terrible because you don't have privacy. You're next to everybody, and you don't have any good food. You don't have any good entertainment. The suburbs are. I grew up in the suburbs. I've never
Yeah.
lived
That's
back.
what I'm saying,
It's
they're
awful.
I grew up in East New York, so everybody was
Right.
around.
Like I lived in the suburbs for about 10 years.
Mhm.
I hated it. Like I hate being able to come out the front door and there's nothing going on.
Oh,
Nothing. Like
I've
it's a
never
weird thing.
experienced that.
I know, right? Like
I've never
but
experienced
it's
that.
terrible. It's
Right.
terrible.
Mhm.
It's terrible. All right. Onika, this was dope, man. Thank you for weighing in. Where can the people
Thank
find you at if they're looking
you.
for you?
Onika Comedy on all social media platforms. Onika
Mhm.
Comedy or Onika McLean, McLean. Why would I spell McLean
And not Onika?
That's hilarious.
I wanted to
Girl,
say
you
like
think
spell
that your
Onika
name's
for
Mary?
the people, but I didn't
Oh.
want to fucking offend you. So I was like, I'll let her do it.
Onika McLean, McLean. Thank you guys. This was a great talk.
Yeah.
No doubt. Thanks
All
for
right.
stopping by. I appreciate you, man. All
Thank
right.
you.
So what's the deal? Y'all gonna start paying for chicks or what, man?
Nah,
I've always been this stuff. I've always been doing that.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've also.
I mean,
Always,
I pay, but I like to go Dutch every now and again. I like for a girl to make an effort.
you know, it's funny in the past couple of years. Yeah, when my chick now, yeah, like it didn't even occur to me, like she offered, and I was like, nah. And then I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, sure. Why? Like I was like, why am I fighting? Who am I? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You know, which is interesting too, because girls do spend a lot on extra supplies. Like I look at like how long it takes for me to get in bed versus my girl to get in bed, and it's fascinating because it's all self-induced. You know what I mean? But I guess I reap the benefits of it. You know, I like soft skin and pretty smelling hair.
You make everybody else girls sound like they fucked up.
No, I'm not talking about everybody girl.
No, that's what it sounds. My girl take her time getting to bed. Now every dude here, this is gonna be like, my bitch just get in bed. Like that. Yo, Ma, how come you don't take your time getting in bed? How come your hair don't smell nice,
But
Ma?
that
What
can be
the
a
fuck?
problem sometimes too.
Yeah.
Hey, we all know. Ben Affleck divorced Jennifer Lopez because you can't get her in bed.
he divorced Jennifer Garner.
He
He
divorced
got
Jennifer
back to
Lopez too.
they were never married.
Well, they broke up.
Yeah, but she dumped him.
Huh?
She dumped him.
He was cool with it.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, what's the point in
Well,
having
actually, you know what it was? Like they both was like, yo, y'all can't be together because it's bad for your career. That's basically what it was. Like everybody on the Latin side was like, yo, you can't be with this white boy, and everybody on the white boy side was like, yo, you can't be with this Puerto Rican bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like she's from the Bronx. You can't, you got an image to obtain.
Who was still pulling her as far as she was just with Diddy while he was shooting people in the face in nightclubs.
Yeah, and that's why she got with Ben Affleck. She had to get Diddy. She had to get away from Diddy, so she had to go completely opposite. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's not forget Jennifer Lopez is from Castle Hill. That's the $150 capital of the fucking world, bro.
$150 capital.
That's real shit, man.
The T-Rex
So,
from the BX giving us that Bronx knowledge.
That's real shit. You know what I mean? Like she's literally if she didn't have the drive to be Jennifer Lopez, she'd be locked up right now. It's the Michael Jordan. She had to channel that energy into something else. Yeah. So she channeled that energy into getting away and getting out. You know what I mean?
No doubt. All right, guys, this has been a good one. Let's put a button on it. Pow. So, what did we learn here today, people? In a world of fading feminism and, world's changing on what is appropriate or inappropriate for men, we find that people are still going to be in touch with their tuned values and, or core values, I should say. But we should understand that, hear where these people are coming from, Do men really need to be as chivalrous in order to get more back? Take that into consideration. Should you be able to start a relationship with your wife's daughter? Crazier things have been done. I'm Dave Temple. Take care of each other. This has been Unpopular Opinions.